Okay, artists, our prints are dry. We are going to be adding color to them today, and what we're going to use is a new tool. They look like pencils, but they're actually chalk pastels. So they're really a light material. We're going to be blending them together when we use them. They're just in the form of the pencil. They have an eraser, which we really don't need to use at all. Our first step, we want to leave a white border. I'm going to show you a finished example. You can see my color is within this square and it has a nice white border. So to know where to keep our color, you're going to use your printing plate and you're going to kind of line it up on top of your image. Make it as straight as you can, and then using a pencil, very lightly, very lightly, you're going to trace along the side. I'm really not using any pressure. If I press really hard, you're going to be able to see my pencil mark, and I don't want that. So you can see it right now, but it's still very light. Very light. My next step is I've thought about the colors I want to use. I have them here. If you need to test a color, you can flip it over. You can see I've tested a lot on the back. You can tell that it's going to smooth it out, and we're going to use Q-tips. I can blend colors. Anytime you need to test, use the back. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start with my green actually, and I'm going to save the bottom and my like sunset for last. So when I do this, it's okay if I color over the ink a little bit. It's going to feel a little weird. It's also okay to just take your pencil, put it on those white spots, and when we blend, we're really going to cover up a bunch of the white. We're not going to blend until the very end. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to finish coloring in. I'm going to color my field, my rock, and my sunset. As I was coloring, especially with a lighter color like yellow, I noticed if I colored on the black part or the ink, it starts to bring this dark color into my white and into the color. So for the rest of it, I'm not going to color over the black. I'm going to color around it. So I might come in like this, and then I'm going to move over just to keep my colors clean, because I'm noticing that it is making my color look a little dirty, and I don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead again, I'm going to finish. Okay, right now you can see that my colors that are on there, they're not blended yet. They're kind of separate and they're a little grainy. I'm gonna use a Q-tip to help smooth out my colors and to help blend them. I don't want you to blend until the end because you're only gonna get 1 or 2 Q-tips. And so you really wanna be thoughtful about how you're gonna use them. So I'm always going to start with my lightest color, and I'm just going to take my Q-tip and I'm going to kind of smooth it around. I'm going to blend it into the orange so they're like a smooth transition. I might turn my Q-tip, come over here into the yellow. And I'll hold this up in a minute so you can see how it's really smoothing out my color. I'm really liking how this is working. I'm going to do all my yellow, then I'm going to move into orange. I'm going to go across and do all of my orange before I blend it into my pink and my red. Remember, go around the black. I kind of learned that the hard way. Some of my color got a little dirty. And you can bring it up to the edge. You don't really want to go over that edge. Okay, now I'm going to start to blend the pink down in there. And then I'll hold it up so you can see how smooth it's making it. Oh my goodness, I am loving this. So you can see how using that Q-tip really smoothed it. It blended my colors. This is where I might go back in. So I was using pink. Maybe I feel like I want a little more pink into my orange, so I might put a little bit more on there. Maybe I want it a little more yellow in some spots, so I might put it in there again. And I'm going to again use the same Q-tip. I'm going to use the same one. I'm going to kind of blend it again. I think I want a little more red too. And when I layer the color, it's going to make it darker. I'm going to flip now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish the rest of this, and then I will show you what it looks like when I'm done. Adding all of my color. I even layered some colors like gray and purple on top of one another. I love, love, love how it turned out. My final step, I can still see on parts of it, barely, I can still see a little bit of pencil line. So now I can use that eraser, and I'm not pushing very hard. I'm just gently, gently erasing. I'm barely pushing because I don't want to erase any of my chalk. I just want to maybe erase that pencil line. And on the bottom, you can't really see it. It blended right in. I might take my finger and just kind of smooth it out a little. And then I'm done.